Earlier today, you promised yourself that you were going to be way more productive than you normally are. You told yourself there's going to be no more mindless YouTube scrolling. You told yourself there's going to be no more TikTok or any of these random distractions that you know are bad but you still do them. And you said you were going to focus without going on these things, but here you are. And I promise by the end of this video, this problem will not appear in your life anymore. Because you see, I suffered from this exact same problem. 6 months to a year ago, this would happen to me every single day. I would go to bed saying to myself that I was going to be more productive. I was going to, study a few more hours. I was going to work on my business a lot more. But none of this happened, and as a result, I saw no progress in life. But just a few months ago, I discovered a system that completely changed my productivity. It literally took me from being able to focus for 1 minute every single deep work session to being able to focus for 3 hours at a time without any distraction. And regardless of what you think or not, your brain is tired of the constant stimulation, the dopamine you're getting from these bad vices that you keep on holding on to. Your brain knows you are meant for something much better than all of this random stuff you do in a day. And in this video, I'm going to show you why and how you can tap into this hidden potential. But just before I go into the system, I just want to tell you a quick story, okay? You see, I remember one day when I was coming home from school, I ran upstairs to my room, took off my bag, and instead of fulfilling the promise I said to myself the night before of actually doing deep work, of actually working hard on my business, instead of doing any of that, I lie on my bed and I just start scrolling. Every single day I'll come back from school trying to do my work. Sometimes I would do it, but it was never consistent. But most days I would end up scrolling for 2, 3, 4 hours a day because my brain was so addicted to dopamine. I would try to escape the terrible self-image I had of myself, being this super skinny kid who doesn't care about his health, who doesn't care about anything else but video games and scrolling on his phone, right? And soon enough, it's time for bed. Well, I've already been in bed for like the past 4 hours. Some days I'll literally have my dinner, go straight back to my room and start scrolling again. I wouldn't even remember what I was watching, and that's how bad the addiction got. And just before I go into the system that changed my life and the problem you're facing right now, I just want to say, if you want to get access to a ton of free resources that will guarantee change your productivity forever and focus for 8 hours every single day on your business, on studying, so you can actually achieve your goals much faster, click the first link in the description to join my free community right now. You see, the first problem and the first thing you need to understand is your brain does not want to scroll. It doesn't want to sit there, lying there, just scrolling away because you have ambitions. You wouldn't be watching this video if you did not have ambitions. Maybe you want to build a business instead of rotting in a 9 to 5. And what most people do, I explained this on my other video, but they try to solve the symptom, not the actual problem they're facing. And the symptom is their social media addiction. The symptom is their video game addiction. But it's not that. The real problem you're facing right now is an addiction to dopamine. And regardless of what you think, if you did have control of your mind and you weren't addicted to dopamine, you'll be working right now. You would be enjoying your life, and you certainly would not be watching me yap on about your productivity. But basically, the reason why you're addicted to dopamine is because your dopamine baseline is way too high. The normal dopamine baseline is right here, and you right now are all the way up here. And every single day when you wake up, all your brain can think about is getting to this dopamine baseline. It's not about the work you need to do, it just wants to feel happiness. It wants to stay away from discomfort, right? But here's the kicker. If we do not reach this dopamine baseline in the day, we start to feel bored, we start to feel sad, upset in our lives, because the normal dopamine activities, which is down here, are not fun to us. And I can literally explain this in terms of my own life. When I wake up and I do my deep work, it's fun to me. Literally the most fun thing in my day right now is literally my work. I love just doing my deep work for my business, right? I don't care about the dopamine I get from scrolling anymore. And this links to what I said earlier. Most people try to find the symptoms and solve the symptoms, but not the actual problem. Most people look for the secret Pomodoro techniques, their productivity tactic that is going to change their life, but that's not going to help you, because if you're addicted to dopamine, you're going to get rid of all those tactics and just go back to the thing. So I really just want you to understand the reason why your productivity is not good, simply because of your dopamine. If you fix this, you don't need any productivity hack. All you need is to fix your dopamine, and you can work for how long you want, you can focus for how long you want. So now I'm going to go over the solution on how you can actually control your mind. And I'm sure you've heard of this solution before, but there's a variation that most people do not know, and this is why they fail at it. See, the thing that I did to change my productivity after the 6-month-long rut is going on a specific variation of a dopamine detox. And this isn't a normal version when you just cut out every single thing, You say to yourself, right, I'm not going to scroll from now on, I'm not going to play video games, I'm just going to work all day. But after like a few hours, you find yourself on YouTube, you find yourself scrolling, and most people try the normal dopamine detox, but they're so dopamine addicted that they can't even do it. And they literally just go back to the old version they were yesterday. And it's simply because when you are not at your dopamine baseline, your normal one, you start to feel bored, you start to feel sad and upset with yourself, so you want to go up to get rid of that bad feeling, right? And the reason why I say this is a specific variation is because most people fail at a dopamine detox, and if you can simply do this variation, I guarantee it will work for you this time. Just trust me on this, okay? And it is simply by slowly reducing the bad habits in your life and slowly increasing the good habits while you're doing it. So let's say, for example, you're scrolling for 4 hours a day on your phone. Well, in a month's period, you can literally drop this to 0, because every single week you can drop this by 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, until it gets to the point where you don't need it anymore. And what that is doing is it's slowly reducing your dopamine baseline, but you're actually getting used to it, okay? And while you're doing this, in your free time, you can do other activities like reading a book, healthy habits that we're meant to be doing, not, this random technology. So for example, on the first week you can do exercise, on the second week you can start to add in reading, on the third week you can start to add in like a business or studying for your exam, right? And the reason why this worked for me is because it slowly detached my identity from the scroller and slowly added the identity of me being consistent in my life, being consistent with self-improvement, okay? And another reason why most people fail at dopamine detox is because they reduce all the bad habits in their life, but they don't increase anything in their life. So they're literally just left there just to sit there all day. And of course your brain is going to just get so bored it wants to scroll. But what we have to do is fill our free time with things like reading, martial arts, the gym, things that are healthy. Okay, and what that does is it resets your brain, it resets your dopamine baseline. And I do just want to say, if you find yourself going on social media during your dopamine detox, it's okay, because the thing is, you've been wired like this for years. You've been wired to scroll on your phone for months, years now. You've probably been playing video games since you were like 10 years old. So of course it's going to take a while for you to, reset your mind and start to control the things you do, the actions you do in a day. And what I've done, just to make this so much easier for you, is I've left 2 worksheets. The first one is going to allow you to deload the bad habits in your life, and it allows you to track all the progress you're making. And while you're doing that, there's another worksheet that you can use that will basically allow you to increase the good habits in your life. So I'll leave those in the description, so if you want to pick those up just to make this dopamine detox so much easier, please do it. And just like I said at the start of the video, if you want to get access to a ton of free resources and actually just change your productivity so much better so you can achieve your goals, click the first link in the description to join my free community, okay? So goodbye, have a nice day. You're gonna get elbowed in the face again. Goodbye. Whoa.